Now on to our other side. So let me show you what I got going on with that. I went ahead and I kind of got it stuck up here in place. So I had a lot less to have to work around up here. I got the bolts in the back of it back there, right back there where the fender would bolt to it. Now I did go ahead and measure. I bolted my ABS unit up with the stock bracket from the 2000 model. And I just kind of took some quick measurements, made a cut out there for it. You see we got our bolts in the front right here. Now I do have room for one bolt on this underside to go through into the radiator support right there. And I'm gonna make a mount for the back there just like I did on the other side. So that's all I really gotta do on this side to get her where she's all fastened up. So I'm gonna get started making that bracket for the back mount back there, and then we'll come back. All right, so here we are. I got it all unbolted. This is my ABS bracket. I trimmed a little ear off of it right there so it all kind of fit a little nicer. It wasn't really necessary. This was the old battery tray bracket. Trimmed it up just a little bit. You see I made a little mount for the front side of the wheelhouse to mount. Just kind of sturdy it up a bit. There's our rear mount all etched up. Next up is to wet scuff it all and get ready to put some paint on it. All right, well, originally I was gonna like video me like wet scuffing all the pieces and get them all ready to go and get them clean, but that was pretty boring. So I didn't really feel like time lapsing the whole thing. So here we are. We got basically the ABS bracket that wraps around the pump itself. We got the bracket that mounts the pump to the radiator support. Got the two inner wheelhouses. They're all scuffed. I did not go crazy sanding them and all that and feathering all this junk out because I didn't want to. It really don't matter no way. I just wet scuffed it, got it all nice and clean. This POR 15 will stick to all this crap. I think it'll stick to dirt, to be honest with you. It might. I'm going to go over, I'm definitely going to spray the two wheelhouse liners. The two brackets, I haven't really decided yet if I'm going to try to spray them or just brush them. I don't know. I'll figure it out when the time comes. I'm going to go ahead and put it in my gun, and like I said, I'm going to spray these two pieces, and then I'll see if I can kind of hold those in a way and spray them without wasting a whole bunch, because I've already wet scuffed the insides of the front fenders because it's got lots of surface rust and just random, stuff on the inside of them. So I'm going to go ahead and POR 15 the whole insides of the fenders too. Probably do that either later in this episode or another episode. I don't know. We'll see. So next step for me, I'm going to go get this POR 15 opened up and get in the gun, and we'll be right back.
So let me tell you a little something about this POR 15. Do not spray this stuff at home. It will absolutely kill you. This was not a super swell idea, but I made it work. My wife was definitely not happy with me on this one.
All right, well, I got my paint gun all cleaned up, and I went ahead and threw this fender up on the sawhorses, and I took the extension off of it. I got this little cheapo roller from Home Depot, and I got me a little brush. So I'm gonna go on and see if I can't roll this POR 15 out on this rusty ass underside of this thing, and maybe brush some under here. I don't know. This may be a complete train wreck. Maybe it won't. We'll see. All right, well, there you have it. Everything's all painted and coated underneath, and all the other stuff's painted and ready to go. So let this dry overnight, and then we can start reassembling.
All right, so all this stuff is obviously 20 years old, so hopefully this is the final time that I'm putting it together. So I'm gonna get it all cleaned up, try to get it look shiny and new-ish. That way, hopefully if I don't have to take it back apart, it'll all look good and ready to go. So as I've said before, I get pretty bad OCD, so that's why you see me wiping off every little grommet, washer, bolt, and all this. I figure I went to the trouble to clean it all off and paint it and make it all pretty. Don't make much sense to put it all back together dirty. So now this is one of those times where all the painstaking little brackets and measurements and all that really kind of come good here. Where, you know, all the time I spent planning and plotting out where all these bolts needed to go and bolting it together as I was building it really pays off, because you can see that I just go through it and I'm able to just install it and all the bolts line up the way they're supposed to, and you know, everything goes together like it should without having to bend and beat a bunch of stuff together. So this side too, a whole lot went into getting this side on.
Woo-wee! Bang! Look at that scout right there. That is a sight for some sore eyes, let me tell you. So, got both of our wheelhouses. Everything's bolted in. You see, I didn't tighten any of it up. I'm gonna bring home a tram gauge from work tomorrow. Tram the front end out good. Once I get it all trimmed out, I'll lock the radiator support down. Then we'll go ahead and try to start locking down these wheelhouses. We'll try to get those locked down. Cause then next up, we're gonna hang the fenders on it, get the hood back on it, get the whole front end all lined up. Then we'll be ready to start taking this dude apart and getting ready for some pickle. All right, well there you go. The under hood is really starting to take shape now. Starting to look good. Can't wait for you to see it all together. It really looks good. So I'm a little bit late with this episode, a week late. Getting into ball season here in real life, and that happens. Weekends get tied up real quick. That's usually when I do all my editing. So I'm gonna try to keep putting them out every 2 weeks. There's gonna be some times where I miss a week because we get home in the middle of the night and I got work the next morning. So as always, thank you very much for watching. You know, like, subscribe, comment. I got a few guys that comment. I really like the interaction. Let me know what you like, what you don't like. If you need to see some more or something, throw it out there, man. I'm an open book. I'll answer all the questions you got. Come back for the next one.